Matter of Price, Part 1, written by Peter L. Sandberg. It was morning, but the winter sky was dark. A freezing wind blew through Adam's thin clothes as he walked through the village on his way home. As he passed the house, he thought of all the jobs he had done in them. Now, times were hard. People did not have much money. They themselves were doing the work they once paid Adam to do. Adam did all sorts of jobs. He was happy to work for anyone who could pay him. He was a carpenter, a painter, and could even fix pipes. At the end of the street, Adam stopped at the post office. He thought he would go inside to get warm. Then he thought he would feel even colder when he came out. As he stood there, he thought of what his friend Marie Johnson had said to him. Moore told Adam that when a man could not find work, he should ask the government for help. But Adam would never take money without giving something for it. He imagined that Moore was standing there with him, and he said, "There are only two ways a man should get money. One is work. The other is to sell something that you own." Behind Adam, a voice answered him, "You are right." Adam was surprised. He turned quickly. He saw a tall, thin man. The man wore a black coat, a black hat, had black gloves on his hands. Adam asked him where he came from. The man said he had been there all the time. He pointed to a beautiful black automobile in the street. Adam looked carefully at the stranger. He was very thin. His eyes kept looking into Adam's eyes. He had a big smile on his face. Adam could see that two of his teeth are gold. Adam did not know why, but he did not like this stranger. He wanted to walk away. But something Adam did not know what it was held him. The man gave Adam a small white card. Adam read the bright red letters which said, "Mr. Stoffles, merchant." Then Adam listened to some strange words. Mr. Stoffles asked Adam if he had anything to sell. Adam said that the only things he owned were the tools that he carried. But Mr. Stoffles was not interested in tools. He said he would like to buy some animals from Adam. Did Adam own any animals? Adam looked at the smiling face, thought, "The man is joking." But he answered the stranger, "Mr. Stoffles seemed to be rich. He might have a job." He told Mr. Stoffles that he owned 2 chickens. But the stranger was not interested in chickens. He wanted only animals that live with the people. Adam said that he did have an old dog. She was 11 years old, and of course nobody would want to buy her. Mr. Stoffles became excited. He asked Adam how much money he wanted for his old dog. Adam looked down at the ground. He was becoming angry. He didn't like the way Mr. Stoffles came up close to him, so close that Adam could smell his breath. The breath was like that of burned matches, and as the breath came out of the stranger's mouth, it looked like smoke. Adam controlled his anger and said that he would not sell his dog. But Mr. Stoffles did not listen. He said, "Adam, everything can be bought. It is just a matter of price. I want to see your dog. Goodbye, Adam. I will see you tonight." Adam continued walking home. He wondered how Mr. Stoffles knew his name. And how in the world was Mr. Stoffles going to find him without knowing where he lived? Adam walked slowly. How cold it was. He tried to think of pleasant things. It was January. only 4 months to May. The rich people from the city would start opening their summer houses. Then he would find work every day. He was the best man for all sorts of jobs in the village, and he liked to work. The wind blew hotter and colder. Adam walked for 2 hours. It was late when he arrived home. It was almost as cold in the house as it was outside. Adam found his wife, Ida, in the kitchen. She had buried herself in blankets and was sitting next to the stove, but the stove was cold. There was no fire in it. Adam became angry because he knew that Ida was trying to help him by not using coal, and he was a proud man. He told his wife that he could always buy more coal. Adam made a fire in the stove with paper and wood. Then he put coal on the flames. He sat with Ida near the stove. He looked at his old dog. Her name was Lily. She lay in the basket, and her body was turned so that she looked like a ball, and her eyes were closed. Adam told Ida about a strange man who wanted to buy Lily. He said the man must be crazy. Who but a madman would want to buy an old dog like Lily? Ida asked Adam whether he would sell the dog. He said he didn't know. They ate their small supper. By that time, Adam had forgotten Mr. Stoffles. Then, suddenly, there was Mr. Stoffles. He was standing inside the house. He still wore his black coat, black hat, and black gloves. He said the door was open, and so he came in. Mr. Stoffles took off his hat. His hair was black and very shiny. He said, "Good evening," to Ida. He told her that she was as beautiful as she heard she was. Ida's face turned red. Mr. Stoffles looked at Adam and said he wanted to see the dog. Adam said he would show Lady to him, but that he could not buy her. Adam, Ida, and Mr. Stoffles went into the kitchen. The dog was still sleeping. Adam called out, "Lady!" The old dog's ear stood up. She opened one eye. Then she saw Mr. Stoffles. Her hair stood straight up on her back. She got up on her old legs and showed her teeth and started to growl. She was frightened. Mr. Stoffles looked happy. He waved his black hand in front of the dog. The dog's growl became deeper and she looked even more frightened. Mr. Stoffles said, "Wonderful!" Adam was angry. He stepped between Mr. Stoffles and his dog. He told Mr. Stoffles to stop waving his hand at his dog. Adam's anger meant nothing to Mr. Stoffles. He said he wanted his dog. Again, Adam said he would not sell her. Mr. Stoffles was not listening to Adam. He took a small book from his pocket and began to write numbers in it. Adam could not see what Mr. Stoffles wrote, but Ida could, and her mouth fell open. Now Mr. Stoffles stopped smiling. His face looked stranger than ever. He told Adam that he would give him $500 for the dog. Adam could not believe what he heard, but Mr. Stoffles gave Adam a check for $500. Adam and Ida could say nothing. They kept looking at the check. They never saw that much money. Now, Mr. Stoffles was not so friendly. He demanded his dog, but Adam said that he had to think about it. "All right," said Mr. Stoffles. "You want to ask the bank if my check is good. I will return tomorrow night to pick up the dog." He put on his black hat. "Tomorrow night, then." That was the last thing the stranger said as he went out through the door.